We are talking about multiplayer in Splatoon, which is the core part of the game. Did it start as a multiplayer kind of idea?
They really were experimenting with how they wanted that squad-based combat to go. They wanted something completely new and fresh, though, so it's not just team deathmatch situation. You really want to just cover as much ink as possible in the turf war mode.
Cynically, you could look at this game and you could say, well, is Nintendo just trying to get in on the shooter business? But I don't think that's how Nintendo thinks about games, right?
We certainly are aware of the genre, but we're not looking to replicate or necessarily follow the trends of any other shooters. But I think once people play, they'll notice a lot of stark differences. I mean, even with the gamepad controller, you've got a lot of great uses that has in gameplays. Shooting ink as your main weapon, you've got ink rollers, which have never been in a game before, to my knowledge.
Yeah.
And you're just running around with an ink roller covering territory.
Yes!
Let's get into some of the subtleties and the variances in the multiplayer modes. We played Turf War at E3 last year, and that's whoever paints the most territory wins. What else are you going to be able to do in multiplayer?
Turf War is that bread and butter. That's going to be the main mode that people are going to play for the first time. There is another mode called Ranked Battle. Now, this is specifically for more of a skilled core audience. It's not going to be available at launch. Once you level up to level 10, you'll be able to start playing ranked battles. And once we kind of at Nintendo notice enough people are level 10, we'll open this mode up. One of the modes we're showing here today is called Splat Zones, where you're trying to take control of a specific territory, hold it for as long as you can. If your counter can reach 0, you'll win the match. It requires a lot more teamwork coordination.
Yeah.
If you try to be that solo cowboy and go in, you're not going to have a chance.
Now, you have weapons. They're projectile weapons. You can take your enemies out with them. But there are mechanics at play here that people have never experienced before. Give us some pro tips on how you do well at Splatoon.
Yeah, so I mean, the one that a lot of people are going to be familiar with that have seen the game at E3 is the splatter shot. That's kind of that rapid fire weapon that just splatters ink at a rapid fire rate.
Yeah.
One of them is called the Splat Roller. It looks like a paint roller, and you can just hold down the fire button, and you're just rolling ink all around the ground. You feel so powerful, at the same time so vulnerable. Another one is called the Splat Charger. It's more of a long-range rifle that you're able to kind of snipe people with.
Yeah.
The great thing about the Splat Charger is you can hold down to fire, and it kind of fires this like straight line that you can then turn into a squid and kind of swim across really quickly. So each weapon comes with its own strengths and weaknesses.
One of the cool subtleties in the game is that you go into squid mode and you're automatically moving a lot quicker.
The better players are definitely going to be using the squid form to their advantage. So as soon as you spray down ink in your color, that's how you're going to move quickly. There's no run button, so you want to spray that ink down, swim in your ink. You can spray the walls and even like swim up the walls to get maybe to a higher perch where you might be able to snipe or throw bombs down.
Yeah.
If you're not switching back and forth strategically with your squid button, you're probably going to be at a disadvantage.
All right, tell me the truth. The first time that you saw this, was it called Splatoon? And did you think everybody was a bit crazy?
The first time I saw this, it was called Splatoon, and I did think everybody was crazy, but once I got my hands on it, they had to basically wrestle the gamepad away from me because, again, every time you play, even if you're losing, you just want that one more match. Maybe you want to change your weapon up, but it's just really refreshing.